it's Tanya, and today I'm going to be creating a card using some of the new Distress Spritz colors from Tim Holtz and Ranger ink. I was lucky enough to have Scrapbookcom send me these, and I wanted to do a video creating a card using these. Today's video is going to be a little different than my normal cards. Today I'm going to show you a sort of easy mixed media card without all the work. So this is going to be a great card if you want a mixed media look but you don't have time for all the mixed media steps, or if you like the look of mixed media but you're a little intimidated to start getting all the stuff and trying it, or if you just can't invest in all the different mixed media products but you want that look. This will be a great card for you because you can pick just a few things, like a few of your favorite colors of Distress Spritz. Maybe if you have some of the holiday mica stains. If not, that's fine. You don't have to have these. But I do have a couple of these out today in Frosted Juniper and Winter Frost that I may use. The new Distress Spritz colors I have today are Faded Jeans, Bundled Sage, Hickory Smoke, and Crackling Campfire. I don't know that I'm going to use all four, but I've got them out just in case. Some other things that I'm going to be using today is Scrapbookcom's Vintage Pattern Collection. This is what's going to give you that mixed media look without all the work. The Mixed Metals Glitter Paper. And this comes in different sizes, by the way. I've got the Christmas Smooth cardstock and the Peppermint Smooth cardstock. Now, these are what I'm using. If you don't have these cardstocks, you can always use what you have. I would recommend you getting a nice vintagey patterned pack of those, something like this. As you can see, this is really nice. It already kind of gives you that mixed media look, and they're double-sided, which I also love because you can mix and match them. So let's set those aside for now. The other thing I'm going to be using today is the Sizzix die, and this is the Variety Sentiments number 2. The Scrapbook.com Cozy Foliage die, and the Scrapbook.com Block Outline Christmas die. I'm going to be using those. I also have the Sizzix foam adhesive sheets I'm going to be using. And here are the color card stocks I pulled out of those packs. This is what I'm going to be using today. And I also have a top fold A2 card base ready to go. First thing I want to do before we get started though is show you some samples of these colors. So let's look at those really quickly. So I did these using the Scrapbook.com mixed media cardstock is what I put these on. And I did one in white and one on black. So let's look at these. This is the Bundled Sage. And as you can see, I did a spray, a brush with water, and a brush on without water. And you do kind of get a different look. The water, it looks like it kind of gives some little bubbles of the Bundled Sage. And here is the Bundled Sage in black. Next, I did the Hickory Smoke. This is really pretty. I love this color. So here is it sprayed on, brushed with water, and without water. And here it is on the black. Next is the Crackling Campfire. Again, sprayed on with water, without. Same on black. And last, the Faded Jeans. And I really think this is so pretty on both the white and the black. And it does give you such a different look. So that is the Faded Jeans. Sprayed without water and with water. So let's get started on our card. So this came from, again, the Vintage Pattern cardstock. And not that, yep, there you go. It's the back of this one. Okay, so I also wanted to mention that look how many pieces of each sheet you get. So that is so nice. You get like 5 of each pattern. So if there's one you really like, you don't have to worry about using it and hoarding your paper. So, and I like this one because you get kind of the grungy over here and look like stamped over here without all the work. You don't have to do all that work. So I'm going to get out my splat box first, and I'm going to use the faded jeans, and I shook this once, but I'm going to go ahead and shake it again. You want to make sure you shake these good. You want to get all that mica out the bottom of it. And I'm just going to kind of lightly mist it, and then I'm just going to kind of give it a couple places. It's a little darker. Pull my heat tool out, and I'll just give that a quick dry. And I'm going to do the same thing with the hickory smoke. I'm going to kind of just do some drops of this though. So what I'm doing is just barely pushing down to get the bigger drops. And I do want to wipe these off real quick. And there you go. Look how nice that looks. And you get a lot of that mixed media look without all the work. So I'm going to set that aside. And now I'm going to cut my Mary die that I'm going to use. So this is going to, I should have mentioned, this is going to be a non-traditional looking Christmas card, because I kind of am in the mood to do something Christmas but non-traditional. So that's what we're going to do today. Should have probably mentioned that in the beginning of the video. So I'm just going to lay my die on here so I'm not wasting any paper. And I'm just going to cut out what I know I'm going to need. And for this one, I am going to use some of my Distress Mica Stain. I'm going to use Winter Frost. Okay, that's nice and dry. We're setting that aside. So next thing I'm going to do is grab out my trimmer, and I'm going to cut this down to A2 size. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to set that aside. Grab my little bowl to put my die in. Okay, this is the scrap from that. So what I'm going to do next is grab the dies I'm going to use from this. And again, this is the Cozy Foliage. And I'm going to use the Holly one. Let's see, that has a, with that leaf too. Okay. Again, I'm just going to kind of lay this out so I know how much paper I need for this. And just trim that off. place this in here. And on this one, I'm going to use the Bundled Sage Spritz. Make sure I got that shook up good. And I'm going to go in also with a little bit of the mica stain and frosted juniper. There we go. I'm going to dry that off. Now the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to pull out that background I cut out again. And I'm going to, again, just use the Bundled Sage. And the frosted juniper. And not a lot, because it's just going to mainly be seen around the edges. So now we've got all these done. I'm going to take this and I'm going to trim this down a little bit because I want that to fit in here. So that's kind of bordering it. So I'm going to go ahead and go down to 4 with this one. By 5 1/4. That's going to fit on there, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to set those aside. Okay. Let's grab my Christmas die from out of this pack. And we'll go ahead, lay that down. And I am going to cut this out of the green also, and only because that glitter paper is kind of thin and I want to give it a little bit more of a weight to it. So when I go to glue it, it glues down nice and smooth. Okay, so let's start working on our die cutting. I'm going to grab a piece of my Sizzix foam out of here. This is one that I've already used some off of, if I can get it out. My goodness, that was stuck in there. Again, I'm just going to lay my die on here. Let's do it this way because now I have the hiccups now, excuse me. Okay, just lay that on there like that. Now for what I'm cutting out today, I can just use my little side pick. Just gonna pop my die on here. And since I'm cutting that thick foam, I will bring it back through just to be sure. Cuts all the way through, and I might run it through one more time. Okay, now that we have all of the letters cut out of foam for Mary, I'm going to set those in here and get them out the way, and we're going to move on to the next thing, and that is cutting it out of this blue. Now I will show you, this cuts not only the letters out, but it also does cut out this little border right here. And even if you're not going to use that, don't throw it out, because I'll show you what you can do with that to make things a little easier. Okay, next I'm going to cut out the Christmas, and we'll start with the glitter. Just make sure this lines up correctly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start assembling the card base. With this backer sheet or layered piece, whatever you want to call it. Okay, got that on there. Make sure that looks good. Center that up. Like that. Now, I'm going to use this piece to lay on here so I can kind of get an idea of where I want this to go. And look, I'm about to lose my little green dot from my eye. Where did that go? Stuck to my finger. Okay. I think there's some sticky stuff stuck to my finger from where I cut out that foam. So everything's sticking to it. Okay, let's pop the Christmas out from the green, because I'm just doing this right now to get an idea of where everything's going to go. Before we do that, we got to make sure we have this Mary where we want it. Okay. And I think the holly's going to go there and there, like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is leave that, oops, move that back where I had it. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down first. I'm just going to kind of hold that where I want it. There we go. Same thing with this one. Just gonna kind of put a little bit on each leaf and then along the stem. We're gonna hold this here so we know it goes exactly where we want it to go. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of tack this side down for right now until I get over here so it doesn't move. Okay. Let me make sure these are straight. Okay. Oh, I've got my stickers, I mean foam tape stuff sticking to me. Okay, so all I'm going to do for this is peel off this tape on the top. And this is going to be super sticky, but I'll show you what I do to give me a little wiggle room to make sure everything lines up. Because as you can see, it is really sticking to my hand here. Okay, that piece is being difficult. Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can get it to unstick from my hand for a second. And hopefully. So I'm going to just put a little glue on there, and that gives me a little wiggle room to get it lined up with the actual cutout letter that I'm using. Or it should. Get everything lined up. Is being extremely difficult. Okay, I'm going to do this with all the letters in Mary, and then I'll be right back. All the letters attached to the foam. So what I'm going to do is kind of the same thing, just so I'll have some wiggle room, is I'm going to put just a little bit of glue down, and then I'm going to peel off this backing and line my letters up. Oh, that one to move. What I'm going to do is pull that up. So I know I can get it off of there. going to do the E. And I'm going to continue to do this the same way for all the letters. So I'll speed this up and we'll be right back. I've got the Mary down. The next thing I'm going to do is put the Christmas together. Pretty good. And you know what I think I'm gonna do, because I still feel like this is kind of a little bit more flimsy than I would like it to be. I'm gonna move this to the side for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab my sidekick and I'm gonna cut out maybe 2 more of those, just to thicken it up a bit. What I want to do, yeah, I think I want that, and this is why I kind of wanted to thicken this up, because as you can see, it's not going to be anything down here holding that, because there's no way I cut foam tape that skinny. So what I'm going to do is just glue it. Okay, do I want to be like this? Maybe I don't. Maybe I want it like this. Maybe I get more surface area to glue the actual Christmas to. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I've got this scraps of the foam where I cut the Mary out, and I am going to use that because I am not wasting foam, and I'm going to use that for these leaves. I've got foam tape sticking to me everywhere. Okay. And I am going to have to figure out this eye really quickly. The dot for the eye, rather. Because that is there. I could put it on the E, I guess. Or I could just put it down here. We'll do that. Okay. So I'm going to put some berries on here. Since it says holly. But since that's popped up, I'm not going to be able to put any there. So what I'm going to do is put a little glue under it. And I'm just going to hold this down until it sticks. Now I'm going to, well, I thought it was sticky. So you could do this with gems, you could do this with Nuvo drops, or you could do this with the Scrapbookcom pops of color. Whatever you have. These are the Tim Holtz like half pearls he came out with a couple years ago. I think I'm gonna go with that size instead of the thick one. Don't think these are being made anymore. If I can find them, I will link them. If not, like I said, you could use something else. They want to stick to my mat and I can't pick them up. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to press those down. And there you have it. A very mixed media looking card with not all the effort it takes to put into a mixed media card. Products I use today will be linked below. These are affiliate links, but by using them, it is at no additional cost to you. I do appreciate your support. It helps me to keep this channel going and me sharing projects. Here is the colors I used today of these. I didn't use the crackling campfire today, but I'll probably be doing another project with that soon. But I did use the bundled sage, the faded jeans, and the hickory smoke. And I think this turned out so pretty. Non-traditional looking colors for Christmas, but still very, very much giving Christmas vibes. So I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this inspires you to create something today. And I'll see you next time. Bye.